Digital security depends on high-quality randomness, the kind that can't be created purely in software. So high-end security products incorporate circuitry to create these random numbers. The Prolaag Hardware VPN is no exception, and in fact, even without the VPN, this little box is useful as an excellent hardware random number generator. Today, I'll go into detail about how our appliance generates and tests entropy, to provide a glimpse into the level of rigor we apply to making sure that only high-quality randomness gets delivered under all circumstances. So, let's take a look at the hardware. This light is flashing because we're pulling entropy off the device using its standard auditing interface, and we're graphing its contents in the top right panel in real time. This is a graph of each byte value coming out of the box, and the signal's taking up the whole graph, as it should. Below that, we're indicating the real-time Shannon entropy of the system, which is a mathematical measure of the quality of the signal. Right now, it looks pretty good. And at the very bottom, we see the throughput. This is the rate that random data is being made available by the appliance. Right here is the circuitry our product uses to capture the random signal it's generated by this Zener diode, biased into avalanche breakdown mode. This diode is the beating heart of our random signal. What I'm going to do in this video is simulate a catastrophic hardware failure by aggressively disconnecting it. When I cut, the hardware random signal will degrade. So now, the signal doesn't contain the high-quality noise from avalanche breakdown. This is just the trivial amount of thermal noise in the circuit. When I reconnect the diode, you can see the signal quality improve. When I disconnect it, you can see how our product responds. The throughput of delivered entropy drops, in this case to 0, which is good. One of the safety features of our product is that it continuously evaluates the Shannon entropy of this unconditioned signal. If the hardware so much as hints that it's experiencing a failure, collection stops. If you're depending on hardware randomness for absolute security, that's important. So, how do the other guys do it? Less sophisticated security products handle the problem of hardware underperformance in one of two ways: running the raw data through cryptographic hash, or combining it with the pseudo-random number generator. Both approaches can be unsafe. Let's take a look at why. Now we're running the box in hashing mode, so the raw bytes are mixed up before they're made available. When I disconnect the diode in hashing mode, look at that! The signal still appears to be just fine. But is it? If we look at the lower graph, we see that the Shannon entropy is pretty low. What's happening is that by hashing the raw data, the hardware failure is being hidden from view. The underlying problem of low entropy is still there, but you'd never know it. Hashing just gives you a false sense of security. Let's see what happens with the other common approach, combining raw data from the hardware with the pseudo-random sequence generated in software. Let's simulate a hardware failure again. And sure enough, looking at the byte distribution and the throughput numbers, you never know anything was wrong. Just like hashing, using a PRNG masks any fundamental shortcomings in the hardware by artificially increasing the apparent quality of the generated entropy. If your adversary knows how your software generator works and your hardware fails, then the random numbers that your security depends on can be guessed. To an adversary like that, this blue line is what your hardware random number stream would look like. That makes it a lot easier for a bad guy to calculate data you need to keep secret, like your encryption keys. Conditioning hardware entropy in software is fine, and even advisable. We do it too. But that conditioning can't be a stand-in for quality hardware, and it should never take more serious problems and make them harder to detect. That's why we do real-time statistical tests on the entropy before any cryptographic hash or pseudo-random sequence is applied. And we provide an auditing interface. Anyone at any time can access our hardware entropy without adulteration and see for themselves that it's high quality. This is representative of the type of engineering we do at Prolaag. We treat building security hardware like the hard problem that it is, and we never take shortcuts. We take every aspect of secure communications seriously. If you have thoughts or questions about our approach, or if you'd like to see other security features demonstrated, please leave us a comment. Thanks for watching.